Hi everybody, it's Dandruff with your news Cartridge for Tuesday, July 11th, 2017. I am having trouble believing how quickly my channel is growing, and once again, welcome to all newcomers. If you like my show, don't forget to follow me on social media, and I have a Discord, which you can find links to in the description down below. Alright, so for today's news, we are starting out with the Escapists 2, the sequel to the hit indie prison escape game, coming to us on August 22nd for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Here's an interesting one that's out for PS4 today called Serial Cleaner, where you play a guy that cleans up crime scenes, but not on the side of the law. So you have to go around avoiding the authorities while cleaning up bodies and blood, and it sounds great. It releases on PC and Xbox One this Friday. Added to the roster of Injustice 2 today is Sub-Zero, the ninja from the classic fighting game Mortal Kombat. In an attempt to be more like Breath of the Wild, Conan Exiles has added a climbing mechanic allowing players to practically go anywhere on the map. Just like Zelda, the amount of time that you can climb is dependent upon your stamina, and if you run out, you could fall to your death. Sounds like a good addition, and let me know what you think of this change in the comment section down below. ARMS is getting an update tomorrow, which brings a new mode called the Headlock mode, where two players can face off against each other, one assuming the role of the game's main boss in order to figure out how to beat him more quickly. Let me know if you're playing ARMS down below too. Our final update is for the PS4 itself, getting updated to firmware 4.72, which is just over 300 megabytes in size and improves the quality of the system performance. Up next, here's a mod for Dark Souls which turns the player into the epic sax guy, who you may remember from the early days of YouTube. If you're looking forward to playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 for free, like I am, then the open beta for the multiplayer begins on October 6th and runs until the 9th. Lately, EA has been known to run their betas a little bit longer than scheduled, so be prepared for that to happen again, but no guarantees. Here's a game I've played a ton of. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is going to be removed from Steam on July 17th. However, until then, it has a heavy 80% discount, bringing the price down to around $2 US or your regional equivalent. If you buy it now, then you'll still be able to download and play it after the store page is removed. Bungie is taking a different approach to Destiny this time, with the company claiming they hope players complain about how much story is packed into Destiny 2. As the lead cinematographer said, he would love to read those kinds of complaints on Reddit. I'd be careful what you wish for, because on the internet, there are those who take that as a challenge. Destiny 2 releases for PS4 and Xbox One on September 6th, and the PC release date has yet to be revealed. From there, we move on to DayZ creator Dean Hall, calling out the recent price raise of Ark Survival Evolved. He says, quote, "It's fucking outrageous, and the game is nowhere near ready for that price. It's greed, pure and simple. It represents a huge disconnect with community." I would happen to agree with this, and it makes me think more about the time when Wildcard Studios, the developer, released a $20 DLC for Ark when it is still not yet complete. Now they've raised the price in preparation for launch, when I've seen every other developer raise the price of their game on launch. Doing so beforehand just means that you care more about how much money you're making rather than the state of the product that you're trying to produce, which is probably what Hall is talking about in terms of the disconnect. Next, I've got two quick fun ones before we get back into more complicated topics. There is a new streaming service specifically for indie games called Jump. This is more like PlayStation Now, where the game is rendered remotely and then the visual data is sent to the user over the internet, as opposed to Xbox Game Pass, where you download the game and play it locally. Personally, I prefer the way Microsoft does it, but because these are indie games and don't require much processing power to begin with, beaming them over the internet won't have too many negative effects on the game. Let me know if you'd be interested in a service like this in the comment section down below. And then Japan has voted on a number of different McDonald's McFlurries, all Pokemon themed, and have settled on a Pikachu themed one, which is chocolate banana. That actually sounds pretty good, but I would have passed on the Bulbasaur broccoli. I'm not making that up. Go look it up. It was a choice. Ugh. Moving right along to this one, which got bumped out of the top spot at the very last second. 30,000 World of Tanks players, who are calling themselves Contras, will start a boycott of the global map, which is part of World of Tanks clan mode, if changes are not made in development. This story seems to be in its early stages because no formal demands have been made as of yet, and the head of Wargaming has reached out to ask what changes should be made. There should be an English video out today explaining Contra's position, but it has not debuted as of the writing of this episode. Stay tuned to News Cartridge as this story develops. And that brings us to our final topic today, and while it does look like I only went one day without talking about this, I said I would if developments happened, and there have been two. The first one's a lot harder to digest, so let's tackle it first. Alex Mauer has possibly gained a little ground in the ongoing DMCA dispute over music she's made in video games. Bandcamp, the platform that Mauer is currently selling her music on, has sided with her for the moment against two other Bandcamp pages, Ram Sons and Disasterpiece. I first heard of this development because of a video by Musical Antihero, and I agree with him that if you have a video of the game River City Ransom Underground on YouTube, please private it right now. It doesn't matter if it's a Let's Play or something that is clearly fair use, like a critique, Mauer is going to try to DMCA it, even if her music is not in it. This does not mean that Mauer is correct in her actions. This just seems like a reactionary measure that Bandcamp is taking because they're unaware of the severity of the situation. For now, private any River City Ransom Underground videos and wait for this whole ordeal to be completely over. Then this last bit of news that I have for you is very pleasant because the game that Mauer successfully DMCA'd off of Steam, Starr Mazer DSP, is now back up and available for sale. What is unfortunate is due to the timing of Mauer's claim, Imagos has missed out on a critical revenue stream, being the Steam Summer Sale, which ended just last week. Imagos is now trying to pick up the pieces, and other than dealing with a lawsuit, they're trying to figure out the correct business move. This whole ordeal has done more than just immediate financial harm to Imagos, because after hearing Don Thacker speak in Leonard French's Discord, Devolver Digital will not publish any of Imagos' games because of this whole ordeal with Alex. Whether or not that means they won't ever publish their game in the future has yet to be determined, but I hope that is not the case. If anyone is willing to hear me out on this, and I understand that we all did just spend a bunch of money on the Steam sale, the people at Imagos could use our help, and a good way to do that is to buy Starr Mazer DSP. At the current time though, please do not post any videos on YouTube because Miss Mauer will try to claim it. Let me know if you picked up Starr Mazer DSP in the comment section down below. Looking for other games to play? It's tomorrow's game releases for PC: Warp Rider, Saibei, Ninja Gank, The End Is Nigh, Zombie Blocks, Catacombs 1, Demon War, Accu RC2, Castaway Home Designer, Tick Hunter, Omega Land, Slash It Ultimate, The 2048, and Dracula's Library. For Xbox One, Iron Cryptical, and for PlayStation Vita, Energy Balance. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you tomorrow. And how do Japanese Chihuahua say hello? Konnichiwa. Okay, so my prediction for the whole rest of the week, we're not going to talk about her. We're not going to talk about her as much as I possibly can. I'm going to try to avoid talking about her. But there have been two things that happened. The Bandcamp thing, and then this other thing with Starr Mazer coming up. So that technically the Starr Mazer DSP has nothing to do with her. It's just she was the whole crux of that whole thing happening. So she may as well come up, and then I may as well talk about the Bandcamp stuff too. So it's really important that Starr Mazer DSP is back up on the Steam store. It's nice that they're able to start taking in sales again, that this whole stuff is over with, or that's not over with, but at least that part of it is over with. There's been a step in the right direction, at least in my opinion, for this thing to go. I really was gonna talk about the Wargaming thing because I was like, I didn't have any other thing other than I knew about the Bandcamp thing, but I didn't think that was significant enough to talk about. So I was just gonna go like, we'll let Musical Antihero take it, to handle all that stuff. He's been handling it. He's been on top of it. May as well let him do it. Didn't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. But I just kind of, I do want to talk about it. It's getting me views. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to talk about the thing that's getting them views? All right. So really, I'm not gonna bullshit people. I'm doing it because views are cool. But like, things are happening. Game came back on Steam. That's directly related to a video game. I don't feel bad. I want to get off the subject. I really, really do. But it's relevant and it gets me views. So all right, cool. Hate me if you hate the YouTuber for wanting to get views. Go ahead, you do that. If you hate the YouTubers for getting views, don't be on this website anymore. Like, really, at least I'm being honest and saying like, no, I'm not. This is just a relevant topic that I want to talk about. Yes, it is a relevant topic that I want to talk about, but it's a relevant topic that also gets me views. I talk about other things, don't I? So. All right, I don't really want to focus on that too much, though, because people trolling me is like, they're just doing it to piss me off. They're not doing it because they actually want to see different content. They just see my video, and they're like, oh, you're only doing this because of the Alex Mauer situation. Yeah, you're correct. If she wouldn't have done any of this stuff, I wouldn't be talking about her. That's correct. How'd you figure that out? Did you know that I wouldn't play video games if video games didn't exist? That too. We wouldn't drink water if water didn't exist. It's like, you know how far down the rabbit hole you can go with that? That's like, it's just so, it's pointless. Let's see. I had an interesting comment that tried to convince me I'm a journalist. I'm not a journalist. Also, no, nobody asked about the game cases. This game case was open. I saw in my last video. It needed to be closed. And it's been open the whole time. Need for speed. Alright, so social media links are over here, everybody. Don't forget to go check them out. They're in the top of the description down below. Don't forget to come join my Discord server. That is not over here, but that is in the description down below. Click over here to subscribe to my wonderful channel. Hopefully we won't be talking about Alex Mount for the rest of the week. And please click over here to watch yesterday's episode about Valve banning 40,000 people in a single day. The day after the Steam sale. Quite ingenious, too, the reason why they did it. Go check it out to see why. Bye!